can actually see what we're doing here. How's everybody doing today? Well, we are back. We've been the last 2 days. We've been at Bug Jam. It's a classic Volkswagen show. I think it's like one of the third or fourth largest Volkswagen shows in the country or something like that. So, been there with the Volkswagen thing, and you know, quite frankly, it wasn't too bad. We had a lot of fun. It was nice to take a little break, so on and so forth, and get this in here a little better, and so on. So it was really good. But now we are back, and today's been kind of an interesting day. We've been working on the 40 Ford behind me, installing the dash. What you guys haven't seen, or much of, maybe you saw a short or something, we did get the windshield installed on the 40 Ford. So it is in. It was kind of a weird deal because the rubber seals, the new ones we bought, were thinner and not as good as the other ones we had. I guess the original ones we had, not from 1940, but the ones that came in the car. And we were able to use those and make that all work. So got that in, but now me and Dad have been working on the dash all day, getting the dash in and steering column back in it and all the switches and all the things. So we can at least pull that in and out of the garage now and drive around the block and do all the things, because steering column was held up with bungee cables. This is one of these things. It's hard to steer that, manual steering. Yeah, so that's what we've been doing there. So getting that together, and I have been working on trying to figure out where the hell our rear suspension is for the Apache here. Because quite frankly, hey Broden, what transmission are you putting in the 58? So I'm going to do a 6-liter LS. We're going to build here on the channel, and I'm going to do either one of three. It depends on what comes with it. Either of what is it? It's 4L60, a 4L80, or a 6, whatever they are, the 6-speed, depending on which one we get. What I really would like to have is a 2009 LY6 with low miles, 6-liter, which would probably be a 4L80 or 4L60, because from what I understand, they have flat top pistons, higher compression. We're going all motor anyway. Would just really help us out with the getting the everything kind of right. I've already went and talked to my machine shop on what we're doing, and I think I got a pretty good plan. So I'd like to get a lowish mileage, 100,000 or less, 6-liter LY6. If I could get the 6-speed, I'd put it in a heartbeat, just to have the extra 2 years. But you know, I'll take the 4L60 or 4L80, not a problem. You know, having 4 gears is better than 3. So, but yeah, that's kind of the idea for this. We're gonna do a cam, valve springs, lifters, retainers, probably. I know we'll do an intake manifold of some sort. Because I don't like the truck intake manifolds. I just think they're ugly. I mean, I'm sure they work just fine, but I'll probably swap that out with either like a Corvette or Camaro one, or an aftermarket of some sort. But we'll get that rolling. I am exactly in the way here. You guys can see we've got our front suspension on there. Mustang 2 with the Willwood brakes, and I'm in love with it. I can't stop looking at it. I come out here in the middle of the night and look at my suspension. So, yeah. But, yeah. So what I'm trying to figure out now is where our rear suspension is, because I've ordered it the same day I ordered the Mustang 2, and it's still not here. So, I've reached out to Western Chassis, which is POL, Performance Online, and the best that they can tell me at this point is, well, two things. One is they're waiting on the bars to be powder coated. And if I want more information, to call this guy, the manager at extension 306, and I've yet to be able to get him. So, and he'll be able to tell me more, like an ETA, that kind of thing. So, kind of hurry up and wait for rear suspension at the moment. So that's what we're waiting on, and that'll be all of that jazz right there. So that's the rear 4-bar, parallel 4-bar, Panhard bar, Alden American billet coilovers, and the rear cross member. So, hurry up and wait, right? But, so that's kind of where we're at on that. I do need on Thursday to order the motor and transmission mounts, which is why I've actually decided on an engine. I am going to do an LS. You guys, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I did buy a block, an engine block to mock up, but I screwed up and I bought an LT block instead of an LS block. Could have swore I got that right, but maybe, I don't know. But I bought a 2015 5.3 Silverado. It's an L83 block that's 20 over with all new everything in it as far as cam bearings and all that machine works have been done. What's up, Ghosty? How we doing? We're back. So yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I'll put an LT in the Chevelle or something instead of. We'll see where we get. But it's sitting in the engine bay here. I'm afraid to move the camera because I'm afraid I'll lose y'all. But we actually, let's try it. Ghosty, I know you're here. Tell me if this goes bad. Can you guys see the engine block? Is this clear still, Ghosty? Can you see me? Or am I all distorted and weird? Or anybody that's watching. So anyway, that's an LT block. All right, so the modern version. So I screwed up, but I didn't like totally screw up because I'll probably use it. But it doesn't help me putting LS mounts in. So I still need an LS. But feel kind of dumb admitting that, but it is what it is. It's an L83 2015 Silverado block. That's actually had about $1,000 worth of machine work done to it that I only paid $100 for, so it's not like it really lost my ass. So, kind of cool. But yeah, so Thursday, we're gonna order a bunch of parts. So Thursday, I'm gonna order motor and transmission mounts for an LS for this truck. I'm going to order a complete intercooler charging pipe set aftermarket for the Mini Cooper of Death that is back again. We'll get into that later. And what else? Wednesday, the Volkswagen thing goes over to get aligned, get an alignment. So that's exciting. That actually is exciting because it needs it bad. So that'll be fun. We'll get that done. And then Wednesday, Big Ron has shoulder surgery. So he'll be, if you see him for a couple weeks, he'll be in a sling. His right arm, he's fine. Just something he's had forever. They're gonna go in there and take care of, but that'll kind of limit some things as well. But we'll be doing good. But for the meantime, we did. Looks like he got his most of his dash in his 44, which is good. You get it in? All right, Ghosty. So yeah, so we're getting somewhere now. There's, it's kind of weird. Like I don't know. I'm not having great luck with Western Chassis POL, right? Performance Online. I feel like, I don't know. Like I feel like I'll get my parts that I paid for eventually, but it came a lot quicker on eBay, right? So, we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I do need to pick up a 6-liter LS and a transmission so that I can get that stabbed into here since I screwed up on the block. And For those of you that just rolled in here, the block you see somewhere there, I picked up a block thinking it was an LS. It's actually an LT. It's a 2015 L83 block, which I found to be an LT. So, not the end of the world. I'll probably just build it and put it in my Chevelle SS, my 65, and try to put a manual trans behind it if I can, and that'll be fun. Why not, right? So, 6-liter, big cam, you know, hopefully an LY6 with the flat top pistons, and then from there we can kind of roll into, I think they come with 823 heads. Those are supposed to be a pretty good head, that and the 799s for a 6-liter. So hopefully what I do is I buy the short or the swap, and then get out of the way here. Buy the swap, get it here, get the tranny off of it, and all the accessories, and kind of break it down, clean it up, take it over to my engine guy, Scotty's Racing Engines, and have him go through the heads, and I'll let him put the cam, valve springs, retainers, valves if it needs it, valve seals, any of that stuff that it needs to do it, cam bearings, and kind of go through the block and make sure everything's where it needs to be. Rings are good, bearings are good. If it needs any of that stuff, put it in it. And if it needs pistons or whatever, well, then we'll buy pistons. I don't really care. And I'm not looking for a crazy, you know, drag motor or anything like that. What I'm looking for is somewhere in the high 4, low 500 horsepower, 6-liter LS, which shouldn't be that hard to do, for this truck, right? So I think a lot of it's going to come from cam, valve train, having the right heads on it to begin with, having flat top pistons, not getting a worn out engine, and from there we're going to be dealing with intake manifold, throttle body, fuel coated or something like that, long tubes, and you know, any of the other supporting goodies. And then we'll really get into something I've been trying to decide whether I want to do or not, which is to make it look vintage, like a vintage old school V8, but actually be an LS, or keep it looking like an LS, right? With the, like a sheet metal intake, or like a Corvette intake, or a fast LSX or something like that. So all of those things are going to be happening very soon. Because quite frankly, you know, Thursday, a couple days from now, we're going to be buying motor and tranny mounts, and I need to get it in. So that's what we're going to be doing. So just need to get it and get it done. I think I can somewhat, maybe, I got to do some research on the difference between an LS and an LT block, the new LTs. I know the motor mounts have 4 holes instead of 3. So I got to kind of figure out how off that really is. Because I just need to know a general idea. I don't have to be dead on. So that I can get the mounts kind of tacked in here and figure out where we're going. So see where that goes. But we have decided not to do an old school V8, and we have decided not to do the Turbo 400 we have in the shed and all the things. So going modern, fuel injection should be interesting. But yeah, the truck is, when we put the truck together, right, it looks awesome. I don't know how else to put that. I mean, the truck really took on a look with the suspension and the little engine block sitting in there, and the cab back on and the door. I mean, it really kind of starting to look like something for a change. So pretty excited about that. Kind of gets you amped up about what's to come, you know. So still on track for a lot of things for this. You know, I honestly don't think the engine deal is going to be that big a deal. I think we just got to find one and go get it. Hopefully we'll find one locally. I'd rather not drive to the middle of nowhere. Let's see. I will if I have to. For the right deal, I will. But it's really windy outside, and Ron's door's on his Ford here. Doing this, he's got them open. I'm like, please don't break off. But yeah, so today's pretty much been all about the 40 Ford. Getting the Volkswagen thing unloaded from Bug Jam off the car trailer, getting the car trailer back in the backyard, figuring out where the hell my rear suspension is for this guy. And really, I have, this truck is pretty much figured out, right? I have a pretty good idea what I'm doing here, you know? Turquoise and white, LS, auto, the Mustang 2, the suspension, the bed. I mean, it is just kind of, it is what it is, right? Dakota digital gauge cluster, T seat, all those things. It's going to be killer. But the car I struggle with the most is the Volkswagen thing that I have. It's a beautiful car, but there are some things about it that I don't like. Like the front, like the suspension, right? And the steering is very 1970s Volkswagen. And, you know, when we were at Bug Jam, they had basically this, like a Mustang 2 style suspension for a thing, a Bug, a thing, and buses. And we were looking at it and we're like, we could put that in a Volkswagen. And it's only like $2,400. I say only, but you know, that would correct most of the problems I have with the car. Most of the, and not really problems, the things I don't like. And it would give me a manual rack and pinion steering. So, might be something to look at down the road. I'm also looking at possibly putting a Holly Sniper on it, on the Volkswagen 1600 dual port. Because I can't get, I bought a J-Bugs carburetor and I can't get it to run right. So, before I just start throwing hundreds and hundreds of dollars at carburetors, maybe I'll just go fuel injected and get past it, you know, so I don't know, but see where we get. But yeah, it's, the truck's gonna get spicy here soon, guys, as soon as we get some parts. And it's not like we haven't bought them weeks ago and paid for them, we're just waiting for them. I need the UPS guy to be my friend again, you know, and for something other than Christmas presents my wife's buying, and my mother, and my grandmother. So, but we are in a good place. We're in a really good place on a 40. Show you guys that here. Hey, Diesel, what's up, brother? 40's looking good. Windshield's in it. Dash is back in it. Steering's hooked back up. It's now what it needs to be. I think the next thing on the 40 is going to be, honestly, probably running board covers. The running boards on the 40 has the original, yeah, brake time, has the original covers, rubber mats over them, and they're deteriorating so bad from the sun and everything. So I think we're gonna probably swap those out sooner than later, and probably take them off, bedline the bottom of them, like Raptor bedline the bottom of the running board, and then coat the top in like Pour 15, kind of bower it down and then clean them up and then put the covers on so that they don't ever rust away and we don't ever have that problem. So that'll probably be the next thing you see on the 40 Ford now that the dash is back in it. And that includes a trip for $15 worth of stainless screws to put the garnish moldings in around the windshield for the hopefully one of the last times, and make all that look right instead of just using random everything laying around the garage. So we're getting there. Diesel, we're doing great, man. We just got back from Bug Jam, it's a classic Volkswagen show. They had Saturday, Sunday, and what do you got? What's in the shop? Did you get it all put back together, Ron?
Yeah.
82 auto car. Nice. That's fun. That's a fun project. we're at a point now where we're trying to figure out whether to keep the Volkswagen thing or sell it. I did notice something, guys. Complete restoration, huh? That's cool. I wish there was a way to see, like, have you guys post a picture or something. I wish maybe there is a way to do that. I just don't know how to do it. So I can see, but interesting thing is happening in the car world that we're noticing. Just let me know if you guys are seeing the same thing. Nobody's buying anything in the classic car world. People are not buying cars for the most part, and they're not buying parts really, not like they used to. And like we went to this Volkswagen show, and it's like the third largest Volkswagen show. Nice. I'll check it out, Diesel. So we were there for 2 days, literally camped out, and nobody, I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody. I didn't see any real cars sell, maybe a couple sold, but really everything I looked at was still for sale when we left. And went home with their owners. And we were right by the swap meet and all the new parts. And you saw a lot of people looking. Not really anybody buying anything. And I'm curious. So when we go to the turkey run here in a couple weeks, I might even go to Moultrie. I don't know. We'll see where that goes. I might have already missed it. But if we haven't missed it, I'll look that up in a little bit. We might go to Moultrie and just check out the swap meet. But definitely going to the turkey run in Daytona Thanksgiving weekend. And it'll be interesting to just see, that's a huge show with a huge swap meet and parts everywhere. And to see if anybody's really buying anything, It just seems like everything kind of fell on its face for a minute, Like it seems like the market's saturated with cars for sale of all types. Trucks, motorcycles, houses, everything. It just seems like everything's kind of just stalled out at the moment, which isn't great, but it's just something, we've seen. Yeah. Hell, we've been hit with some of the tariff stuff. That shit. Crazy. I was actually talking to a guy about that front suspension, which is like the Mustang 2 for the Volkswagen thing. Company sells a kit like that, and they're from Brazil. And they said, yeah, it's $2,400, but by the time you pay the tariffs on that, you're closer to $3,500. Because it's coming from Brazil, right? And it's a Volkswagen. You're either getting Germany, Mexico, Brazil. You might get something here, but not much. So the tariff thing is real. It's hell. My uncle's in Alaska, and he's in Seward, Alaska. If you guys ever go to Alaska, hit him up. He's Adventure 60 North. Basically, it's an outrigging place. So he does the deep sea fishing, the kayaking, the well, let's hear it, Ghosty. So he's got a little bit of everything. The helicopter tours over the glaciers and stuff. He basically, if you take a cruise up into Seward, you're probably dealing with him on the excursions. That's him. So his name's Rick Brown. And go check him out. Tell him Adam sent you if you want to go up there. He'll probably cut you a deal or something. I don't know. But no guarantees there. But he has a Land Rover, like a 93, maybe? 90-something Land Rover Discovery that he needed a fuel rail for. And he called me because they can't get them in Alaska. They don't have the accessibility to what we have here. And that's sick, Ghosty. I love RX-7s. Rotaries are just amazing. You painted it hot pink? You're killing me. I bet it looks good, though. But I got a hold of this Land Rover company in Great Britain, in England, and I forget the name, Ritchie Brothers or something, and the fuel rail was like, it's like $400 or $500, something like that. By the time it was going to get to him in Alaska, it was going to take a month, and between the shipping was like $200, but then tack on another God damn, well, it went from like $500 to like almost $1,500 because of tariffs and everything. It was weird, but it was like, really, like to the point where I had to call him and ask him, like, is that really a thing? There you got Ghosty. Foster parent, that's awesome. We've actually thought about doing that, but not now, but before, me and my wife, and when we were in our house. That's really cool. Giving some kids a second chance, that's a good deal. Nothing wrong with that. I've never actually been a dad, like, birth dad kind of thing, but I've been stepdad quite a bit. I raised my daughter, my second marriage. I raised her from 3 to 13, well, to now. I'm still 3 to 13, and then we got divorced, but we still talk and see each other and everything. So, and now I've got two with two older ones. One's 21, the other one's 23, I think. And they're awesome. So, you can never have too many dads. I mean, it's especially good ones that would spoil your rotten. You can't go wrong. That's awesome, Ghosty. That's awesome. So, yeah, guys, that's kind of what we got going on over here. Not a whole lot on this guy yet. Big Ron's having surgery in a couple days on his shoulder. Nothing big. Just, if you see him in a sling, don't think that, I beat him or anything. And he has 2 kids, an 8-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl, both in there. That's awesome. That's good for y'all. That's really good. That's a good deal. It's nice to see good people doing good things, isn't it? I mean, that's helpful, right? Which is kind of the point. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at, guys. We're waiting on rear suspension for this, and bought it a couple weeks ago, and yeah, it's just not here yet. So I didn't really realize how long it was going to take when I bought it, but
we're getting a little tired of waiting.
yeah, we're getting a little tired of waiting. We kind of want to get this thing rolling. So we need content. We need to be able to do stuff for you guys so you can see what we're doing and keep this project rolling, right? We thought we were doing a good thing. Like, we'd have the front suspension, and then the rear suspension would show up right after this, and we'd throw it on and just kind of keep rolling. Then we'd do motor mounts, tranny mounts, drop an engine in it. Yeah, that's not how it's going right now. So, but we'll get there. We're at the mercy of the Performance Online Western Chassis. I think it's the same company. So hopefully, good news is I know they have the bars like a week ago. So now it's just waiting on to be powder coated, which I don't give a shit if they're powder coated or not, because I'm going to paint them. So if they'll ever call me back, I can get the guy on the phone, then maybe I can convince them to send them to me without being powder coated, and we can just move on, But good news is motor training mount's coming for this guy here this week. And then we'll start mocking everything up and getting her figured out for the LS. And, then we got to buy an LS. So, because my dumb ass bought an LT block, an L83, thinking it was an LS. Yeah, not my brightest moment there, but we did it. It's all right. I own it. That's what's important, right? So, but the good news is a whole lot of low-hanging fruit are getting taken care of so that we can get back into the heavy work on this truck, getting set up so we can get parts coming and so on, starting again this Thursday, and just really start pushing these things down the road. So You guys have a ton of content coming from us, not just me sitting here talking to a camera. And we'll be able to show you some things. So we'll probably be getting back on bodywork soon too, both on the frame and the cab, because it's there and we can.
As soon as it warms up.
As soon as it warms up, it's cold as hell here. Does the block have the capacity to go room and be loud? It could. It could. It's what is it? The 2015 Silverado 5.3 that which is basically a 326, 327, something like that. And it's bored 20 over. I don't know what that makes it. Off the top of my head. And so, I mean, it's a really fresh block. Had about $1,000 worth of machine work done to it. Had the really good cam bearings installed. It's got the main caps, got all the things. Paid $100 for it. For an LT block, I thought was an LS block. So, you know, honestly, I shouldn't be bitching. But camper. And yeah, the only issue with this is, okay, so let me bring you over here. Hold on, see if you can even see down here. Okay, so the only issue, let me get around here, my old ass, is right here. It had ARP head studs, and basically he broke it off and trying to get it out, and then ran a tap into here, and the tap is stuck inside of here. So I got to take it to a machine shop and see if they can do something with that. If they can do something with this, then this block is completely usable and it's perfect. And then, you know, the real thought process was to probably put this, if I can get it a machine shop and they actually do something with it, to put this in the Chevelle SS, the 65 Chevelle SS. Because I'd really like to build a seater LS for this truck. Don't ask me why, I don't know. It's just something that's, you know, been in my head for months now. So, but yeah, but I do think I can use this block to somewhat mock up what we're going to be doing. So, as you can see, it's sitting where it's oriented here. It's very far back. The actual mounts are here, right? Yeah, a little tiny for Mater, you know. But so basically my mounts are gonna end up being in this world. So this motor's gonna come to here without a doubt pretty quick. So at that point, we should have the clearance back here. You know, we shall see. We'll see where it all goes. I've never done an LS, but I did watch a guy, a bunch of guys actually put LSs into these with Mustang 2s, and they didn't have to do anything stupid. So, like cut the firewall. But if I have to cut the firewall and recess it, I am not afraid. I will do it. So, you know, that's kind of where that's at. But I made a miscalculate. I got excited because the guy told me this was free. I ended up paying $100 just to get it. But, yeah, you know, what are you going to do, right? So that's kind of where that's at. I don't know if I showed you guys this. Check this out. So 40 Ford got a new windshield. So we did manage to get that installed. And that went actually really well. The issue we were having was the rubber seals that go around that the glass sits in. The ones, the aftermarket Dennis Carpenter ones, were too thin and kept ripping. So when we bought the car, it was a street rod, and it was a wrecked street rod, and it had, you know, cracked glass, but the seals were good. So we kept all that, and we reused the seals. And I don't know what brand they are or anything like that, but it went right in. So went from thinking the glass was too big to going right in. So that really. Now, if you look at this car, you see the chrome strip down the center of the windshield, right? And we saved it though, Ghosty. It was crashed before we got it. And it wasn't too bad. Hey, Ghosty. Welcome back. So this will have a chrome or stainless steel grill, probably chrome grill. This part of it here will be chrome. These side panels will be black. You'll still have the chrome headlight rings, and you'll have probably chrome wiper arms before it's all done. It was crashing. Oh no. Hold on. Don't leave me. Let me get back to the good zone here. Is that better? That should be better. We get outside near that door and it just goes to hell. That's with fiber too, believe it or not. I don't know how the hell. But oh, okay, good. Well, either way, we're still in the game here. So yeah, so basically that car is going to get painted black here soon. And I got to get a chrome grille still. I don't know if I'm going to do like a Bob Drake or a Speedway or something like that, but get a chrome grille, a new one. And I'd love to flame that car, but we'll, you know, that's up in the air. But we are finally getting to the weather that we need to be able to paint that car and not worry about all the Florida stupid shit that happens for 6 months out of the year, which is could. We do have the black, we have the clear, we got everything here to paint it. The only thing I don't actually have on hand is the Raptor bed liner to do the inner fenders and under the running boards and the wheel wells in the back. But yeah, you know. So, but definitely going black. I think it's BMW Jet Black 2. There's literally no other color in it. It's just black, so there's not like yellows and this and the other. So it's not going to be like sort of black. It's going to be black. And we have a really good European wet clear. God, no, I'm not rattle canning the car. Are you kidding me? No. I did that to an 86 Chevy Cavalier, I think it was, that we had. I spray canned it white, and it was all right for a minute until it started raining. And but yeah, so hopefully this can get somewhere. Like typically we're running. What do we got right now? Can't even tell. So right now it's 66 degrees with, so we got 66 degrees here in Tampa, which is really cold for Tampa this time of year. Usually it's in the 80s and 90s. And we've got 40% humidity. For Florida, that's not terrible. There were times like when we painted the hood and doors of the Volkswagen thing, it was like 105. I went actually in the booth. I took a picture of our little deal. It was 123 degrees in the booth with like 75% humidity. What do you do with that? You know, and when I say in the booth and started to have snow, I'm jealous. I love snow, Ghosty. Snow's amazing. I'm from Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area. Lived all over the world and our country, I should say. And I love the snow and fall and all of that. I'm big into that. But yeah. So now we actually have reasonable, yeah, come on down. If you got a garage bigger than mine, I'll trade you. Let's go. But we can actually get that painted without worried about things going wrong chemically, which is what typically happens. Blushing, fish eyes, random peeling, just stupid shit, because the paint, no matter what reducer you use or what anything else, there's just so much moisture in the air, you know. It's drag season all year round as well. Yeah, we've got, there's a 1/8 mile drag strip literally like 5 minutes away that, the hell's it called? Leadfoot City. Nice. Shit. Yeah, I'll trade you. Come down here and hang out here. Yeah, we got a pool. I'll take the performance shop. You can have the pool. The house and the pool and the 2.5 car garage. It's all yours. I'll take the performance shop in Tennessee. But, you know, that's kind of, you know, the Achilles heel of living in Florida. It's, the weather is actually a thing here. It's, I know a lot of places in the country have like bad thunderstorms and rain and this and the other. When it rains here, it's like a fucking tropical storm. And it rains here, like for months at a time. And like every day. So, and when it's hot, it's stupid hot. Like it's not even a joke. It's just ridiculous. So, you know, we got to get ourselves into the game here. Get this thing painted, and that'll take some time too. You guys will be watching us sand it on the 40 and doing that, you know. I know a lot of people are into the Apache, but you know, 40, the old girl, she, let's see if we can get another view over here. Take my brother's car and keep it there. It's hideous. Which one's he got? He's got a bunch of them, doesn't he? You know, it's really interesting. I learned something doing YouTube. The algorithm and all that, right? Like how many people this pops up in their feed, right? You know, like right now we've got, it looks like 2 people watching. You know, we've had as many as I think 7, I think I saw on here. But there's been times that we've been doing this where we had 40,000 views. He can definitely leave his chrome plated 72 Charger here. It might not be chrome when he gets it back, but you know, come on down. But it's interesting, you know, you can have like a ton of people or you can have like almost nobody. And it's weird because like the videos you think are gonna do well, right? Do terrible. And the ones that you just half-assed and you just threw together, they get 500,000 views. You know, we were averaging 1 million views a month for like 6 months in a row, you know, until we had to start going all over the place and start working on my house and several else. So, you need me to move the camera? You good? But we're gonna get back up there and get back in the game here. So, I think you guys are really gonna enjoy what's coming. I know I am. This truck will completely change in a hurry here very soon. So I know I've said that a lot, but I do believe the truck is changing a lot, you know. He plated it? Holy shit, is that even legal? Is that legal in Tennessee? That's crazy. A chrome plated Charger. You would think that if the sun hit that right, bounced off of it, it would blind another driver, you know. Be like driving a mirror. But yeah, this truck's gonna take a big turn here soon. So, really would like to, next couple months have it, you know, at least to where we're building the motor and, yeah. That's crazy. I'm sure it would be legal here in Florida too. I mean, fuck. I saw a guy once, kid you not, I'm out of light and a boat pulls up next to me, like a fishing boat, right? Not being towed, it's driving. So basically he took a car frame, put a boat body on it, and then he's sitting in the boat like he's driving a fishing boat, but he's driving it down the highway, not down a lake. And it's got crocodiles all or alligator skeletons and shit, and they're skeletons and just totally weird looking dude. And he's having a lot of fun, but he's driving this thing around. How is that legal? You know, that tracks. So, you know, that's where we're at. You want to drive around the block, Ron?
Yeah, here in a little bit when you get done.
Well, guys and girls, Ghosty, Diesel, I think we're gonna bounce off of here, and I'm gonna move the thing out of the way so Ron can test drive the 40 Ford, make sure it does all the things now that we put the steering column back in it, and you dash and, you know, make sure it does all the things. Yeah, send them to me, Ghosty, when you can. Not a big deal. I'd love to see it. And yeah, so it'd be a big. It's gonna be a big week, guys. I'm gonna try to go live on here every day. You know. Hey, sir, been following your Apache Pro for a while. I have a 58 as well. Hey, 58, that's awesome. Thanks for watching, man. Ghosty wants to see the 40 Ford start. Hit it. Fire that thing up. There you go. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Should be able to hear it. There you go. So that's a 350 block 2-bolt main. Stock crank and rods. Had them reconditioned and polished. Rev it up, Ron. Got a little stumble. I might need to put plugs in it, but yeah. And it's cold. So, you know. It's cold as hell here in Florida. Look at me. Ron's in a beanie. Come here. Look at the camera. We're freezing to death. We're used to Florida. Yeah, we're used to 80s and 90s at this point in the year. What the hell is going on? I can't imagine being down by Miami and all that. The iguanas and the lizards and shit fall out of the trees like they're dead. They freeze and they fall down. You got to actually watch because if you walk under a tree, one could hit you in the head and damn near kill you. But yeah. So, but yeah, 58. If you're still here. Apache's going to be rocking here in a minute. We're going to be dropping that 6-liter in here soon, getting one and building it and doing it and, you know, all the things. So stay tuned for that. And if my rear suspension ever shows up, we'll get that in too. But it's got to show up. So, all right, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Look for me around 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that. And we'll go live again. We'll be working on the Apache. And Ghosty, have a great night. Diesel, any of you guys watching, 58, appreciate you. And we'll be back, and we'll be back on the Apache hard and heavy here. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night.